in here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 2 of the CTC Cup Series. Tonight you'll be joining me in Fort Worth, Texas at Texas Motor Speedway for this points-paying, ruthless week 2 event here at the Mile and a Half in Texas. This track, not, liked by many, but it's one of my favorites. Here in iRacing, at least. It is absolutely horrendous in real life. But this is the simulator here in iRacing, and it is awesome. And the next-gen cars drive really well here. I think 30 cars making it out for tonight's event. Qualifying underway right now. We'll see who takes the pole. Jesse Jones on screen. Across the line. That lap will be 29.79. Okay. That's good. Starting off strong. Ronnie Holmes on the pole right now. $29.48 for Ronnie Holmes in the 57. That Pop-Tarts, Chevy Camaro. Putting it on the pole right now. Bryce Meddings puts it in second. Just doesn't want to work for me today. Other qualifiers we got for Michael Edwards heading out. There we go. Okay, Ronnie Holmes on the pole. Michael Christopher in second with a 29.53. Bryce Meddings bringing it home third. Ethan Evers fourth. Minute and a half left in qualifying. Got Michael Edwards on screen making his lap. They have 2 laps this week to qualify. Unlike last week at Daytona, which was 1. They get 2 laps to get up to speed. Jeff Price puts it up to 4th in the 14. Michael Edwards' first lap of 29.82. Blake Giglio also on track. First lap 29.85. So it looks like that second lap is going to be the fastest for these guys. And Michael Edwards coming out of turn 4. See what kind of lap he puts down. And he'll jump up to third. Michael Edwards, 29.62. Giglio not far behind. I'm sorry, he's way far ahead. 29.44. He goes to the pole. Garrett Boyd looks like he'll get 1 lap in right here. See what his first lap is. I don't think it's going to be too too good because it takes a while for these tires on these next gens to heat up, and that first lap usually is not very good, but he could prove me wrong right here. Could definitely still get in the top 10, I think, with a really good lap. And I think his lap counted, but it was a 30.0, so he'll start toward the back. We get ready to grid.
Don't tell me what to do, God. Thank you, God. We had two different reactions to that.
Hold on, not going green.
Good.
All right, sorry about that.
Thank you,
Had to address penalties. For these drivers, had a few penalties from last week, but here we go. Grid for tonight's race. Blake Giglio on the pole once again. Back-to-back pole positions for that number 16 on his outside. Ronnie Holmes in the 57. Going to be starting in that 57 Pop-Tarts car. Michael Christopher going to be starting in third here tonight. His outside. Michael Edwards in the 4. Bryce Medding is going to be starting fifth in the 6th. His debut in the Cup Series. Jeff Price going to be starting in 6th in the 14th. Ethan Evers in 7th. Jesse J. Jones in 8th. Thomas Dilg in 9th. Carson Badel in 10th. Casey Graves in 11th. Nick Leo will be going to the back of the field. He's got a new wall from last week. Brian Martin will be starting 13th. Quinn Newton in 14th. Dave Foyt's on 15th. Davis Greenwell will be starting for the pits. Andrew Greenbaum in the 68 and 17th. Cliff Mullins 18th. Jonathan Raines 19th. John Neckrich in 20th. Vainowski in 21st. Catalano 22nd. Garrett Boyd in 23rd. Victor Lugo 24th. Andrew Beach 25th. Daniel Llewellyn in 26th. Patrick O'Keefe, and also getting an EOL. Jeremy Scherer, 28th. Lucky Carleck getting an EOL starting in the back, and Ace Johnson as well, going to be starting in that back. Here we go. Giglio on the pole position. Here we go.
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. We're racing here in Texas. Good start.
Sorry about that.
A lot of racing going on throughout the field. A lot of cars out here. All right, lap number 1 completed. Giglio out front, side by side for second. Ronnie Holmes, Michael Christopher. And it looks like Holmes going to hold on to that second position. Upward battling going on toward the back. Casey Graves trying to hold off the 59 of Carson Badel. Side by side for 11th, Martin and Jones. And now Martin and Newton are going to file up into 12th. Single file there. And we are single file throughout the field, it looks like. Toward the back, 3 wide, Garrett Boyd, Daniel Llewellyn, and Nick Leo. These guys have all got an EOL trying to fight their way back toward the front. Pretty long race here tonight, but they still want to make it as quickly as possible back toward the front. Ooh, really close there between the 69 and the 23. Looks like a battle for third. Bryce Meddings to the outside of Christopher. Side by side for the lead. Giglio and Holmes. Ronnie Holmes to the outside. He's got the edge. Giglio trying to side draft that Pop-Tarts car. But that yellow 16 gonna stay out front in 3 and 4. The bottom is so much better than 3 and 4. It is crazy. But 1 and 2, you can hold your own on that outside lane. And Holmes going to clear to the lead. Ronnie Holmes out front. Here at Texas. It looks like Meddings did get past Christopher and move into third. And it is some close racing going on right now. Graves and Edwards now side by side, it looks like. Going on. 3 wide again. Looks like the 92, 55, and 54. 92 has made it up here quick. Like I said, he got that EOL to start this race, and on lap 8, he is up to 12th. He's either burning his stuff off or he's got some speed in that 92 machine. Like side by side at the front again. Ethan Evers getting past Casey Graves. Andrew Reach getting by Dave Hoitzman, 18th. O'Keefe moves up into top 10. Oh, Dilg, I think, caught the wall right there. He's off pace on the front stretch. He'll fall back to 14th, but the car's okay, so he'll start working toward the front once again. Oh, teammates store each other right there. And one thing I'll note, Brian Martin, he was having some trouble pre-race. Tried helping him out with it. He did not understand turn 2, but he's doing pretty good right now, 13th. I know he fell back a little bit from the start, but he's holding his own right now. I think he's going to get back up there. Garrett Boyd getting past John Neckrich. Not quite yet. 66 holding on. We'll try that middle lane. Looks like it's working for now. Oh, the 15's loose. Who's that? Scherer. The Castrol 15 got real loose out of turn 4. Luckily saved it.
Sorry, Glenn, I got very loose.
Back toward the front. Holmes a second ahead of Giglio. Giglio might be saving those tires a little bit. And this is where we'll start seeing differences in strategy. Remember, I mean, this week we're going to make about 50 laps on a tank of fuel, which means I got at least 2 pit stops this race. But when do you make them? Do you push it all the way to lap 50 to make sure you don't get caught a lap down under a caution? Or do you split it evenly and go about 42 laps on each run? It's a question these drivers are asking themselves in the crew chiefs right now, and I'm sure we'll see a split decision on that. If it were me, I would wait until lap 50, because the amount of times me and my drivers have been caught pitting and then a caution comes out, I would not let it happen. It's a big risk and it doesn't usually pay off with that shortcut. O'Keefe gets by Quinn Newton. Quinn Newton gonna cross him back over to the bottom. Clear him in 3 and 4. Now Jeff Price behind those two. Looking to take advantage of that. Nick Leo, Cliff Mullins, Jesse Jones, heated battle right here.
Hey, Jeff, you know the front half battle, bro.
Good racing going on right now.
I want this one battle out.
And this is the part of the run where these cars are going to start getting loose. And you see it right there. That 55 stepped out.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we might see a caution. I know there's going to be some drivers in here not really prepared for the car to, you know, you got to save the rears early on the run. It's something with these next gen cars. You got to save it off the corner. You got to make sure you're prepared for it. And I think there's going to be a few that are going to be caught off guard right here. Jeff Price, Patrick O'Keefe. Like I said, Jeff taking advantage of that. He's going to get by O'Keefe, and so does Carson Vadel. I hope I'm saying that right, Carson. Please let me know if I'm not. Price really up the track right there. Gets a good run off of 4. And, you know, I mentioned it about 10 laps ago. Holmes pulled out to that second lead, but Giglio and Meddings reeling him in. 3/10 of a second behind him now.
I shouldn't have picked up my tires fatter in there. Leave. That's my man. I just poured them straight up and stuck to it.
Oh, good. I don't have it right here.
Giglio making the move to the bottom.
Yeah, I went off in the corner and just slid straight up.
And Blake Giglio looks like he's going to take over the lead once again. Blake, it's usually the strategy he goes with. He saves those tires early on in the run and pounces about halfway through, and that's what we're seeing right now. It's a little bit earlier than halfway, so. But he has already pulled a couple car lengths on that 57. I think the 57 may be trying to save him now.
You could tell wrong about the setup, man. This setup's
I appreciate it. Oh my goodness, thank you. It did it again. Why does it keep doing that? I'm sorry. There's the scoring tower. It goes hiding when we start a race. Did it in the IndyCar race on Friday night, if anybody saw that, Sidewinder, and does it again. So I appreciate you telling me. Man, that is frustrating. Bryce Meddings gets by the 57 as well. I can't even count the amount of times I've forgot to turn my audio or the stream's audio on here. It's a problem. We're getting better, I think. Oh, wrecking! Power through the infield. Who is that? John Neckrich, the 66. And it looks like the 14 just pit. So either he just lucked out right there, or he got an entering close pit penalty. But John Neckrich goes around out of turn 4. No damage. I don't think anybody made contact, but he went sliding through that infield. Let's see what happened to John. Riding on board. Oh, a little bit of contact from the car behind. Gonna look at who that is. Looks like possibly the 15. I think that's who it's gonna be. 15 car. I think it's gonna have something to do with the car pitting up here. Oh, the 66. I think just checked up a little bit. The 15 didn't get out of the throttle in time. And ended up running into him. That puts 66 at the back, but I think we're going to have pit stops going on right here. And here comes Blake Giglio and the rest of the field down pit road. And that is the whole field.
Daniel, I remember us talking about how it would be bad if our pit stops were next to each other, and damn it,
Giglio win the race off pit road, followed by Meddings, Holmes, Edwards. There's a toss-up between those two. And Christopher Graves, Badel, Newton,
No damn.
and a whole lot of other cars. There's so many, I can't call them all out. You see them. Oh, the 14! Oh, good thing he ghosted. iRacing threw him a bone right there. And whoever that was that almost ran into him, luckily it made his car ghosted. And they just drove through him. But man, that could have been bad.
That was so impressive.
Let's get a look at that. He's gonna get out of the box here, and the tires are just gonna spin. He goes right.
Nah, everybody petted.
And oh man,
Damn, y'all got the fast cruise. I dropped 4-5.
that was the 66. So caught up in the accident and almost got his car destroyed in the pits. But yeah, like I said, iRacing helping those guys out, and they're gonna live to see Another lap.
Lost the line. I couldn't find where my picture was.
So first caution of the night on lap 26, and that
Let's see
really
who took
opens
two
up the
tires for some
strategy.
reason.
I'm going to get a word with Blake and see
Ew.
what the fuel
Oh.
situation is looking like for him.
That's why.
Oh hell no! They ain't no
Actually,
way
we got
they
anybody
took
else?
two tires, bro.
And here,
In that case, I'm glad I'm in the back. Good job, Ted, for spinning out on pit road.
Ronnie Holmes.
Yeah, I don't know why I even take two, but you never know.
Hey Ronnie, it's Lucas, got me.
Do terrible after that first run. That was just me.
Hello?
Hello. Hey, it's the broadcast.
Feeling good there. You know,
All right, so you're sitting in fourth right now, and first caution of the night came down pit road. What's the fuel situation looking like, if you don't mind sharing?
Right front.
We're estimating about 50 laps left on fuel. I think we'll be fine, and I'm definitely expecting another caution within that 50 lap span, so I think we'll be all right.
Gotcha, man. Well, I was about to ask you how you think the racing is going to go from here on out, and think they're going to wreck again?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think someone in the top 5 is going to wreck. It may or may not be me. Hopefully it isn't.
I got you.
Well, we'll see what happens, but I am expecting another wreck very soon.
All right, well, I sure hope not. Good luck, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man, it was Ronnie Holmes in the 57. He thinks they're going to wreck again. We'll see if that happens. We got another pace lap. All right.
No, nobody took 2 tires. He was saying if somebody took 2 tires, but nobody would do that.
Let's we'll talk with Blake too. See what he's got to say.
There is some smart people. Wow.
All of a sudden, like this keys up. Hey, what's going on?
Hey Blake, what's going on?
Yeah, how's it going?
Hey, well, I talked to 57, and he said he thinks they're gonna wreck again. What do you think?
Yeah, they are. I don't think the long run's really gonna matter. I'm good on it, but I think it's gonna end up just being a short run race. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully we can stay green.
Think if it goes green, it'll be a one stop for everybody.
I'm not on pace for that. I'm like 3 laps short, so hopefully we get a yellow in like 5 laps. That'd be pretty cool.
I got you. Well, all right. Good luck.
Like forever ago.
A little bit of a blink there for Blake. It's not like him. All right, should be coming to the 1 green signal right here. But gonna get double file. Looks like the 87-23
How the hell
going
are
on the
you
top
doing
off
that?
on fuel.
Pitting under green before the yellow came out. How?
Why'd you hit? Fucking horrible.
He was gonna go quit and call his girlfriend.
Patsy Catalano
Giggity goo.
looks like got a meatball flag. Not sure how that happened, but he's been on pit
He
road
was
for
ready
5
to get
minutes.
on a video call with his 7 friends from
Uh,
Russia.
Oh,
Well, you're wrong about the.
so that's going to leave 1 car out
that-
already.
that
We got
any
29
green.
left.
There's only one of them.
See if he comes back out on
Lady,
track, but I don't think so. He's 3
good
laps
job.
down now.
Oh, get up on there. Goddamn.
Here we go, back to the green.
Green flag, green flag.
Big steps on the gas. Oh, the 57 didn't have a great restart. Everybody checks up.
I mean, wow. Wait, this is real bad
We're
for a
looking
minute.
3 wide already in turn 1. laps after the restart. And we heard Blake say in his interview he thinks he's going to be short on fuel if this goes green, so he's hoping for caution. I'm sure everybody else is too.
Damn, you're right.
Oh, Michael Edwards looking for the lead. And not clear of Giglio yet. Gonna have to work hard to hold on to 3 and 4. In turn 1, Edwards sends it in pretty deep. It's a good run through the center, and he should have the position off the corner right here. Giglio tries to throw the side draft, but Michael Edwards doesn't clear. Man, Giglio did a good job side drafting right there, and he's gonna hold on to it. But there, Edwards off turn 4 finally clears Giglio and takes over the race lead for the first time tonight. Christopher right on the back bumper on 6 of Meddings. And side by side behind them, 69 and 57. Looks like Leo will take over 5th. Got a battle for 16th here as well. Bainowski and Dill. Nick Leo to the inside of Michael Christopher. Christopher got really out of shape there on the top lane, and he's going to lose 2 spots out of this, it looks like. Ethan Evers dropping down the running order. What happened to Ethan? He's in the outside wall. There's no caution. He toes the pit road. He's done. What happened to Ethan Evers? We're on a replay right here. Gets in the outside wall, and that looks like a wheel malfunction. Back to green, back to live. That was weird. He got off the corner fine, and then it looked like the car just turned to the right. So I'm thinking some sort of wheel malfunction, it looks like, for Ethan Evers. And he's going to be out. It's going to be our 2nd retirement. Actually, looks like our 3rd Lucky Car Lek is out for the night on pit road. He must have had an incident as well. But Michael Edwards, Evers' teammate right here, he's pulling out. He's about a second ahead of Giglio. He's dropping a gear and disappearing, but we saw that earlier. The lead car, 57, early on in this race, pulled out to about a second lead, and then Giglio reeled him in, and about 5 or 10 laps later, Christopher loses another spot. He might be saving fuel or tires, not sure. Cliff Mullins.
I made a corner, so I was in front of my line.
Having a Cliff. Oh, the 92 and the 37 get together.
You just made the it.
And that's going to send Cliff Mullins into the outside wall. Now Nick Leo to the outside of Blake Giglio. Meddings moves up into 2nd as well. And Edwards now 1.3 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. If this goes green, he's going to be in a heap of trouble in about 25 laps, but that's only if it goes green. Oh, Leo and Graves, a little bit of door contact right there. Graves trying to work the outside of that 16. Blake, I think he might be saving fuel. I don't know. I mean, we saw him. He had a ton of speed on that first run. I think he might be starting to consider this race as going green. Backed off a little bit. And that's where we see these differing strategies come in. Got that leader Edwards. He's just going pedal to the metal, foot to the floor, get as big of a lead as possible, and lead a lot of laps. Because if you lead the most laps, you get an extra 5 points, and that could mean a couple positions that you would have lost anyway if you had just stayed back there with everybody else. Leo and Meddings off turn 2, still dead even for second. Oh man, looked like the 69 pinched the 6 a little bit right there, and those two came together. They were fighting hard for that second spot. It looks like Nick Leo going to clear off turn 4. Oh, the 0-1 out of shape. Good save right there for Casey Graves. Nick Leo going to go to his inside. Not going to do it though. Backs off into turn 1. Says it's not worth it, I gotta save that tire. At least I assume. Someone who's raced with Blake a lot, it's, you know, sometimes I can read what he's doing, and I think he's saving a little bit right now. I think a lot of this field is. 57 looks like he's just kind of sitting there as well. Definitely not driving away like he was in that first run. Michael Christopher, we saw him lose some spots on the restart. I have to assume he's trying to save some tires as well. And now we're about 21 laps into this run. We're going to start seeing those tires make a difference. Last lap times on the tower. Edwards, maybe he's starting to even out with the rest of the field. Alright, well everybody's kind of single file. Too much racing going on. We're going to go to a crank it up. Haven't done one of those in a while. Enjoy. welcome back from the Crank It Up. Hope you enjoyed. Michael Edwards out front, but not for long. He's got a second over Nick Leo. Leo running about a 10th faster per lap at the moment. But he's definitely reeling that 4 car of Edwards back in. Not as quickly as I would have assumed 30 laps into this run. But it's only going to get worse from here. And behind Leo, you got Meddings and Giglio in this 3-car breakaway. And that Graves in 5th. Badel and Holmes in 6th and 7th respectively. You got Michael Christopher there in 8th. Brian Martin in 9th. See, I told you he'd work his way back up there in the top 10. Garrett Boyd, who had an EOL to start this race. He's up in the top 10 position. Nice job so far. You got a whole heap of cars back here from 11th to around 21st. Like Victor Lugo. It's by Thomas Dill. I didn't recognize him without that McDonald's scheme. He's running out there in 13th right now. Another one of those cars that started toward the back today. Working his way up toward the second. Top half of the field, doing a nice job. Oh no! Contact in a turn 3. 53 got a piece of his quarter panel, but luckily didn't spin anybody out. Now have the 20 of Greenwell, Jeff Price and Patrick O'Keefe battling for that 16th position. And like I said, a whole heap of cars right here. Looks like they just restarted this race with how close they are. Jeff Price going to get by the 20 of Greenwell. They are struggling off turn 4 right now, I can tell you that. Got roughly 17 laps left on fuel for all these guys, maybe a little bit less. So they're getting toward the back part of this run. And Texas Motor Speedway, it absolutely shreds the tires. Actually, it melts them rather than shreds them. Tire temps here can reach upwards of 300 degrees on a longer run, which means you're going to be struggling, like you saw right there. 3 or 4 cars in that one camera shot got out of shape off of turn 4. Jeff Price, he is struggling to hold on to those rear tires, but he's still making speed. Oh, the 1 and the 14 get together. And these guys that are struggling, they can't pit. If they pit, they're throwing out their chances of making it on one stop. And I think it's just too close for anybody to give that up, especially with the track position you lose if caution comes out. But these guys, they're about a second and a half off their pace at the start of this run. So the fall off is there. And Michael Edwards has Giglio and Leo on his back bumper now. Looks like Meddings got left kind of behind in this battle. But he's still got about 10 laps to get back up there with him. Giglio to the outside of Edwards now. Ripping that wall line. I've seen that done here before, and it works well off of turn 4 right there. Gets a massive run, pulls 3/10 in one corner. And Nick Leo gonna fall into second behind Giglio. Mike Edwards did not get that caution I think he was hoping for, and he's gonna keep losing positions here before everybody pits. Like a pass for 7th was just made. Griesbaum was up in the 7th, and Christopher now has the 54, 38, and 57 on his back bumper. In danger of falling back to 11th here fairly quickly if he can't hold these guys off. Garrett Boyd to the inside of Brian Martin, gonna clear off turn 2. Martin crossover back to the inside. Not gonna be able to do it. Boyd holds on to 9th. Now Bryce Meddings getting close to the back bumper of the 4 of Edwards. Battle for 24th, Johnson and Hoytsma. Dave Hoytsma going to hold on to 24th. Battle slightly ahead of them, Jesse J. Jones and Amber Beach. And ahead of them, Cliff Mullins, Jeremy Shearer. Pit stop should be commencing in 5 to 10 laps. I don't think anybody's going to come down before that. They're all going to try to make it on one stop, and I just don't think it's going to happen. Top 3, Giglio, Leo, Edwards. And they're very spread out now. Side by side for 16th, Greenwell and O'Keefe. Mullins to the inside of O'Keefe right now. Oh! I remember these two had a little bit of problems earlier. 92 and 37 got together in 3 and 4, and Mullins getting revenge right there. Got into his bumper and entering 1. And O'Keefe gonna try to get back to his bumper. Yeah, it might get ugly here. Mullins blinks for a moment. Still blinking. Man, it's worse than I've seen before. He's something going on there with Cliff. Edwards and Meddings. Now very close. See if Meddings can get by Edwards for 3rd. Griesbaum up to 5th. He is working his way up toward the top of the race, up to the running order, I'm sorry. And he's up in the top 5 now, doing a great job. Meddings looks like going to get by Edwards. I did hear somebody call out a pit.
This time. Pit.
Looks like Graves going to be the first one to come down pit road. Behind him. Any other takers? We got O'Keefe, Jesse Jones, Victor Lugo. I think that's going to be it for pitters for now.
Pitting.
Rolling on to 47th lap of this run for Giglio. Graves going to roll off pit road. I'll go about 1.5 laps down from the leader. So long road ahead to get back on that lead lap for Graves and everybody else that came with him. John Neckrich comes down this time. Lap 46 of his run. Giglio up to lap 48. And he's got to get to 77 to make it 50 to go, which is what I think they can make. And it's going to be close on making it there. But it looks like that's what everybody else is trying to do right now. Daniel Llewellyn, he's in 21st right now, but the reason I mentioned him is he pit 3 laps later than the rest of the field pretty much. So he theoretically has the best chance to make this on 1 stop. We'll see if that works in his favor. Jeff Price coming down.
Hitting next time around.
Cliff Mullins behind him.
54 in this lap.
54 says he's coming down.
57 this lap.
57 as well. Nick Leo down pit road. Followed by Garrett Boyd. Got Thomas Dilg. I'm sorry, Brian Martin. Ronnie Holmes.
I'm pitting. 88
A lot of pits coming down.
15 pitting.
If our turn 4 camera can catch them all, there goes the 6. 4 car. 59 it looks like. 88. 53. 15. 20. A lot of people come down pit road now. There goes Cliff Mullins. The other one, Daniel Llewellyn, going to come down.
Pitting.
And Giglio has made it 52 laps on this run now. He's saving fuel. But pretty much everybody else that was out there with him has come down at this point. The top 5 still has not tipped.
I'm only supposed to have a 15-second hold. I have a 40.
Looks like Cliff Mullins got a black flag on his pit. And so did Andrew Beach. Andrew gonna have to come down and serve it, and he says it's a 40-second penalty. That's gonna kill his race, and I'm guessing it's for speeding. That is really unfortunate. He says it gave him 40 seconds, which does not sound correct. Giglio is still out on track. He's the only one that has not pit yet. 54 laps on this stint, and I think he can do the second half of this run with ease. Not to mention he trapped the rest of the field a lap down if a caution came out right now. Here, he's going to come down pit road. A little squirrely right there, but he makes it. Giglio, our final car, has not pit. And that means Nick Leo will cycle out to be our leader once he gets by Giglio on pit road. Yeah, I think it's only supposed to be 40 seconds if you take tires or fuel during the pit stop. It shouldn't just automatically go to a 40-second hold. I feel like, you know, if you clear all your pit stuff out, it should only give you 15 seconds. iRacing, once again, not knowing how to do the only thing they should be doing. It seems pretty important to get a penalty correct. But here we are. Nick Leo out front. I think this first laps he's led tonight, so he's going to get those bonus points. Casey Graves is about 3/10 behind him. If he can get up there and take that lead. But he is one of the earliest pitters, so he's got the oldest tires in the field. And I think a lot of it's going to be a fuel-saving game for these guys now. You can see Giglio 3.5 seconds-ish behind our leader. But with the newest tires in the field by a long shot, he should have no problem making that time up by the end of this race, as long as he manages his tires well. And he thought, you know, we talked to him in the interview under that caution. He's like, no way we go to the end green. And the 57 at home shared that same sentiment. Nobody thought this race was going to go this far green. But we're about 60 laps into this run now since the drop of the green flag, and about 55 since the green, 60 since they all pit.
45 pit.
Back up to the lead. Leo and Graves. Looks like they have a battle on our hands. The 97 car, in danger going a lap down. But I'm not a big fan of Texas, as most people are not. Now we'll go into that first car lap down position. But I think a lot of those guys like Giglio, Maynowski, Christopher, Newton, Scherer, everybody that pit a lot later, they're going to be trying to save the fuel to get to the end of the race right now. They're not too worried about where they're sitting in track position. They just want to make it to the end of the race, and I think they know probably about half the field cannot make it without severe saving at this point. The 30! They're to 33, Ace Johnson. Completely out of shape right there. Does a good job saving it. Edwards and Giglio side by side. Giglio with 4-lap fresher tires on Edwards. $40 laps to go in this race. Now 39, and that sounds like forever to these drivers, I can assure you that.
I'm trying to stay out of the out, guys.
Oh! I heard a car spinning. Looks like the 6 of Bryce Medding's getting out of shape. Get a quick look at it. Oh, it's the 33. 33 spins out on the bottom. That makes the 6 car go really wide to avoid it. Interesting. All right. Well, luckily that 6 car does save it, but we're side by side for the lead. Casey Graves gets into the lead for the first time tonight. And get those 5 bonus points, assuming he leads this lap. Not sure if he led the last lap, but he can do this one just to be sure. Like I said, he's got full lap older tires than the 69 car, so he's definitely pushed it hard to stay up front, but that's what you kind of got to do in this points format. You got to get up there and lead that lap, and then you can kind of worry about what your tires are doing and where you're going to finish, because it's important to get those extra points wherever you can. If you get 5 extra bonus points a week, you could have 100 more points at the end of... Nope, that's not math. You can have a lot more points.
Thanks for cutting me off, Pete. Appreciate
it. 50 is the number I was looking for. It's 5 bonus points for a lead lap. And you can lead the most laps as well and get another 5, but it is virtually impossible to lead the most laps for the entire regular season. Leo gets by Graves once again, as I expected. Graves got up there to lead that lap, and he's going to make sure he saves those tires and has some for the end of this race. Giglio reeled them in, about 2 seconds behind that leader now. But he's going to do it slowly. It's only 2 seconds. He can make that up pretty quick once these tires set in. About lap 15 of his run. The majority of the rest of the field is around 19 or 20 laps into their run. Some upwards of 23 or 24. "32 laps to go. 1 caution so far this race. And we've been green for about 75 laps now. Closest battle on track on screen, 16th place and 15th. Christopher just trying to save those tires, it looks like, maybe save some fuel. Because he has much newer tires than that car in front of him. And again, this is about 20 to 25 laps into the run. This is where you're going to really see the tire differences come into play. As you see Giglio get by Graves. Catalano there outside. It looks like he's rejoined the racetrack. 16 laps down. Got a few spots already. Up to 27th. Respect out there for making laps. Finishing this race out, getting whatever points you can. Giglio 0.8 of a second behind Leo now. He's reeling that 69 car in.
Putting in time, 54 putting in time.
54, Brian Martin. Says he's coming on pit road. There he goes. So, 2-stop strategy for the 54. We're going to see a lot more drivers doing that as well, because I know a good portion of this field cannot make it on that 1 stop they did. Greenwell coming down as well.
Shit.
Casey Graves, Carson Badel.
Pitting. Pitting.
Oh, Casey Graves speeds. Black flag for the 01.
Pitting the top.
Seen a lot of speeding penalties so far tonight. John Neckrich, Jesse J. Jones coming down pit road. Nick Leo comes down. Definitely knew he could not make it on fuel. Bayanowski, O'Keefe. Looks like no speeding penalties for anybody else so far. Back up to the leader, Giglio. And I think it's pretty sure now he can make it to the end of this race on fuel. And he should be able to do it with a pretty good pace too.
57 pitting time.
He said Holmes calls out, he's pitting. And, well, the rest of your top five, you got Edwards 4 seconds behind Giglio in second. He's got 29 laps on this tank. He's going to be close if he can make it. I think he can save it. If he saves pretty aggressively, I think he can make it on fuel. But it's going to be close for him. Same with Meddings. Griesbaum's got 1 lap less. So he might be able to make it a little bit easier than those two in front of him. Jeff Price, I do not think can make it to the end of the race on fuel. It would surprise me if he does. We got Thomas Dill, who's close. Christopher Newton, and Victor Lugo in 9th. I don't think he can make it as well. But Carson Badel, who came down pit road, he's in 10th. So a lot of this field is coming down pit road. Oh man, 3 wide next to the leader. The 92.
God damn, well, look at my mirror. Holy shit.
With trying to get the lap back. He gets by Giglio. 20 laps to go right here. Top 9 cars all still have yet to pit. But I think 8 of them could make it to the end.
Thank you.
Giglio, I think, is the only sure we can 100% say he can make it to the end on that fuel. The rest of that top 9, it's going to be close for all of them.
I said I was pitting.
Oh, Price slides through the entrance of pit road. And that is definitely going to be a speeding penalty. And it looks like he quit the race, unfortunately. That's going to be his night. Sounds like maybe he had an issue on pit entry. If we can check it out really quickly. Oof. It was close, but nobody got into him. It just broke a little too late. Thought the line was farther up than it was. And Victor Lugo heads down pit road. So that was the last driver I was really concerned I could not make it on fuel, and he ended up coming down. Griesbaum I come out of pit road. Looks like maybe a 2-tire stop there for the 68. Looks like a lot of 2-tire stops. Oh, only 2. We got Griesbaum and Vainoski both took 2 tires on their stop, so just kind of a splash and go, and took the right sides while they were at it. Definitely could work. Carson Badel, highest car in the running order that has pit a second time on this run, up in 6th, doing a very good job. But he's about 10 seconds behind the next car for position. Got 15 laps to go in this race. And Giglio with a 7-second lead over Edwards. 7-second lead over Edwards. And that's mostly, I think, because the rest of this field is saving fuel at this point.
Like
At least the rest of these top 5. One thing I did not expect from this Texas race is a fuel mileage race. If it goes green, I think Giglio is completely locked into this win. He's the best on fuel. He's got better tires. He's got everything going for him. It would take a crazy thing to take him out of this one. Battle for 10th, Griesbaum and Vainoski. Oh, taking the 6-3 wide. That was scary. Griesbaum gonna get up into 9th. Dave Hoytsma, 38 laps on those tires, just trying to hold on. Gotta go another 10 laps. Meanwhile, Giglio now 10 seconds over Edwards. Looks like Carson Badel gonna unlap himself. Nick Leo, the next in line right there, he'll get by Giglio. Dave Hoytsma went a little too wide. I think he saw how crazy they were getting in his mirror and just went a little up there. Get out of their way, but he's going to be the first car 2 laps down now. And that is because of pit cycles.
Thanks for that, Daniel.
Blake Giglio played this race perfectly so far. I don't want to call it yet. I don't want to say anything. Oh no! Thomas Dillard may have had a problem. See if we can find what happened really quick. Like he just let those guys go. No problem there. Just holding on to that top 5. I think that's what he's doing. But he's got a charging Nick Leo. 1.2 seconds behind him. And Leo with about 25 lap fresher tires is going to make quick work of that 53. There he goes. Leo and Badel both quickly get by the 53, and now they got their eyes set on the 22, but the 22 is about roughly 3 or 4 seconds ahead. And coming to 5 laps to go right here. We don't have much time left to catch him. Giglio just putting on an absolute clinic right now. He'll get by Thomas Dilg and put 7th place 1 lap down. This is just a crazy second half of this race in a weird strategy way. You know, it's not crazy. There's not a lot of crashes. Not any crashes, really. And it's just, you know, half the field a lap down right now. 3/4 of the field a lap down. Just based off of pit strategy. And I've just never seen that before.
Business lap.
Giglio still running pretty good lap times with 44 laps on his tires. Cliff Mullins comes down pit road, could not make it. And if he cannot make it, that means Michael Edwards is in trouble. Cliff Mullins had 46 laps on his tank right there when he came down, and Michael Edwards and Meddings both have 48. So they're going to have to push pretty far to get to the end of this race. They're going to go about 52 laps. Which is what Giglio was able to do with the help of a caution. So it's going to be tough for them. I don't think they can do it, but they could surprise me. They've been saving pretty hard. Two laps to go for Giglio now. No lap traffic in sight. Down the front stretch he goes. Blake Giglio takes the white flag. This race is official. For 1 and 2 goes Blake Giglio. Looks to cruise to an easy victory. Half a mile left for Blake. And off of turn 4, Blake Giglio gonna come across the line and win here at Texas Motor Speedway. Michael Edwards. If I can find him, there he is, off turn 4. And he takes home 2nd. Closely behind comes home Meddings in 3rd. Michael Christopher comes across the line, takes home 4th. Nick Leo almost got there, 0.4 of a second behind. Christopher takes home a top 5. And Carson Badel in 6th. Griesbaum 7th. Vianoski 8th, Martin 9th, and Holmes running out that top 10. Crazy clean Texas race. Love to see it. Giglio burning down that front stretch. If we get a word with our top three. Blake gonna hop into the booth. Blake Giglio, it's Lucas. Got me?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, man, you just dominated the second half of this race. We talked to you. You didn't think you could make it on that one-stop strategy, but you did it, and you did it pretty easily.
Yeah, I was really surprised how much I could clutch in one. Just with how much to not overdrive the corner. Clutching kind of helped me save my tire and fuel. So that was kind of a twofer there. So glad we were able to do that, and we were able to secure this one here today.
Definitely, you did a nice job out there. I mean, you ran probably the longest anybody did on those tires. How bad was it at the end of a run?
I personally feel like I saved my tires really good, so I really felt like it was neutral. I mean, I kind of fit my style more. Like if you overdrove it a little bit, it got a little loose, but I was able to handle that little bit of looseness, and I think make the car faster. I was also, I think, one of the only that could make the top work, so I was glad I was able to find that and use that to my advantage.
I got you, man. Well, anybody want to shout out for the win tonight?
Yeah, shout out to broadcasting, Artemis, you for putting on the league, just CTC in general. I'm Nine Performance, everyone that's on here, and everyone that helps us get this thing going every week.
Absolutely, man. Congrats on that win. We appreciate you talking to us. We'll see you next week for Bristol.
Thank you.
Giglio finishing first here tonight. Like I said, dominated this race. Now we're going to word with our second place finisher, Michael Edwards. Talking to you again, man. What's going on?
Hi. Yeah, P2 back to back.
Yes, sir. Man, you keep getting those P2s, but man, this week, another hard fought one. You had to push it so far in that fuel. I don't know how you did it. How'd you do it?
I don't know. I had 0.1 laps of gas there at the end, so it was close. Ethan dropped out, but he helped me out there. Noticed Blake was saving pretty early on in that second to last run, and couldn't figure out why until we realized, oh, fuel. And I clutched in 1 and 2 every lap that last run.
Yeah, I think you pushed it farther than anybody else did. You and that 6 both. Giglio pushed it pretty far in that first run, but he had the help of a caution. You did 51 laps under green. Very impressive.
Yeah, and I led some, so I think I had the fastest lap, maybe? Nope, not anymore. Yeah, okay. Well, I led 29, so it was fun.
Awesome, man. Well, you got anybody you want to shout out for the second place?
Footwear screen printing, KFRP. I don't know who's on this car. Labor 12, you for doing this league and the broadcast, and Ethan for helping me out tonight.
Heck yeah, man. Well, thanks for talking to us. Congrats on second. We'll see you next week for Bristol.
Yes, sir. See you, man.
Yeah. All right, that was Mike Edwards finishing second. We'll get a word with Bryce Meddings in his first career race, taking home a podium, man. What's going on?
Oh, not too much. Just working the clutch pedal. that's about all my last half of my race was.
Both saved a ton of fuel. I don't know how either of you made it that far. And like you said, you were just pushing that clutch.
I had to clutch in, I think, a lot more because I didn't commit to this save until I think after Michael did. So I was clutching in through 1, 2, and 3, 4, which was a bit scary. Some of the other guys who didn't have to save fuel were closing quite fast, as it had to manage a bit of traffic, but made it through and didn't get wrecked. So that's all I can ask for.
Yeah, definitely. A podium in your debut race is nothing to be mad about. Did a good job here tonight, man, running up the top all night. You got anybody you want to thank for the third place finish?
Yeah, well, they're not on my car tonight, but thanks to my team, Warner Goons, Carson, teammate had a good race as well. A couple of sponsors on there that I can't rattle off the top of my head if I'm not looking at the car. So thank you. I'll just say thank you to our sponsors who are on the car. But yeah, and thank you guys for putting on a league. It's I know we missed Daytona, but we're happy to be here and we're looking forward to the rest of the season.
Absolutely, man. Awesome. Congrats on that third. We'll see you next week.
No worries. Thank you. I'll see you next week.
That was Bryce Meddings. taking home a third tonight. And I mean, again, what a race. It was not what I was expecting. 30 cars out here, and we had one caution in 127 laps. That's pretty good, and it's Texas. It gets boring, but that is some good racing these guys did tonight. Proud of each and every one of them. And well, that's gonna do it for me tonight for the CTC Cup Series here at Texas. Week 2 is complete. Like I said, next week we'll be at Bristol Motor Speedway. Don't miss that. I don't think it's going to be as boring as this one is. I don't want to use the word boring because it was very exciting with the pit strategy, but Bristol is going to be a lot of crashing. Most likely. They could surprise me. 2% chance. But it'll be exciting either way, so don't miss Bristol next week at the same time. And then don't miss the IndyCars Friday night this week in SRL. But yeah, that's going to do it for me tonight. I'm Lucas Hoitzma. We'll see you next week.